What up? What up? What up? It's the Machine Room podcast, and I'm here with the lovely Hammer. Am I pointing the right way? I have no idea. Yes,
Yes.
Hammer of Venus, and it is episode 40. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Big 4-0.
Meep, meep, meep. Damn it! I should have these things ready.
You said you're never ready.
I always fail. I fail miserably in that context. But anywho, Machine Room 40. We're here. It's May 27th, and for some people, they're slowly getting out of quarantine. Slowly but surely, they're making changes here. Some things are opening up. In my airport, more flights are about to come in starting June. So we'll see how that all pans out.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. I guess. That means eventually the city businesses will open and I'll have to really get my permit parking or zone permit parking and won't get away with anything. Also my license plate, which is the temp is out of date now, so they better give it to me because better not give me no bullshit like, hey, you're out. I'm like, well, you motherfuckers been closed this whole time. What do you want me to do about it, you know?
That's true. I never thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, people that need registrations, I was just doing mine online. So,
Well,
not a,
the dealership said, okay, we'll call you when we got the light. They was gonna get to. I'll get it to them. They'll make it and get it to them, whatever.
um,
And the date was almost coming, and I called them up and I was like, yeah, just want to know about my license plate. And they're about to look me up and everything like that, name and stuff like that. And then they telling me the reason. I'm like, I just wanted to check. Like, I'm not getting it because they're not making it. And she's like, yeah, that's exactly when it's happening. We'll call you. And I was like, all right, cool.
oh, wow.
Yeah. I just didn't want to be out there and it's like your license, your permanent plates are expired. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do about it?
Right?
Yeah, there's a sign that things are going back to normal because now they're doing the street cleaning. So now I can't park in front of my house, and I had to park like blocks away.
Oh, I hate that shit.
Yep. Yep. But that is what it do, Yugi. Let's give a big shout out to the people here live with us in the chat room. The what we're calling the Machine Room regulars. I feel like we should give them a better name. I don't have a cool name for them.
The machine heads.
The Machine Huds. We'll go with that. The Machine Huds regulars. Just
Head.
plain Dro. Phantom Knights. How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. I'm glad you guys are here. We are discussing right now just getting out of the quarantine. But what I really want to discuss is kind of on the serious note. I mean, usually I like just like chilling and whatever stuff like that. But I feel like we're a good crowd and we could talk about this stuff. And especially, I know Hammer Venus and I, we can go deep into discussions. And like I said, always swerve somewhere into John Wick because that's how it is. But shout out to your dog who just showed up in the background of your cam. Walked by.
She does that.
She always wants some screen time. You gotta check your dog. She's trying to take your limelight.
Always.
But I want to discuss. Oh, jeez, I feel awful for not remembering the name. But the current major news going around is the death of. Hold on, give me a second. This is horrible. I cannot be a journalist. Clearly, I cannot be a journalist because I do not stay with anything. Hold on. Okay, George Floyd. There you go. Thank
Is
you,
that the
everybody.
guy, the cop was like, had his knee in his neck?
The one,
Yeah, that was fucking ridiculous.
the one and only super ridiculous. Like, what?
Like, why is this shit still happening? Like, it's not okay to kill brown people because they're brown. It's fucking stupid.
The thing, like, at first I was kind of lost when I saw this information going on in the video and all that stuff because it's, I don't know, it's just me or it's just really fucked up, but it felt like it's happened already. Like I've seen this before already. Was this something older or was it something recent?
I think it was recent. I think they said it was like February or March or something. I don't know, but I don't think it's because you've seen it before. I mean, it is, you didn't see this one before, but you've seen this happen and it
Right.
keeps happening and nobody's really doing anything about it. We had a good while where you didn't hear about it for a while and now it's back
Mm-hmm.
and it's still not okay.
No.
So I don't understand why this person thought it was okay to put all his body weight on someone's neck and then to be surprised when they die. That's like one of the ways to kill somebody.
Like the guy was literally saying it too. Like I got, but he was saying I can't breathe. It hurts, and it's like they didn't care. But the thing that got me was that one other officer just there standing. You know, not even like nobody said, "Hey, dude, maybe you should like get off of him a little bit or whatever."
They don't. They don't like, there's no kind of um, them looking out for each other. It's just more like, oh, probably said something after the fact, like, hey, maybe you
Probably.
shouldn't have done that. But they never do anything during. Like
Mm-hmm.
that guy that got choked out for selling cigarettes.
Yeah.
That guy that there, like none of the other cops did anything to try to stop him. Nobody was like, dude, don't do that. You're doing it too hard. You're doing it wrong. You're hurting him. He can't breathe. Like the
Mm-hmm.
cops are just fucking oblivious
Mm-hmm.
because they're so concerned that am I doing something wrong? If not, I don't give a shit.
I think it's more on the lines of I don't give a shit, and it's not because they're just. I don't think it just naturally goes there. I don't think it's just like from day one, that's them. I think it's just a natural like evolution into becoming that, and that's what's messed up because they can't go into that stage. You know what I'm saying? Like if you became a cop and it's to uphold justice and all that stuff, and no matter what society brings at you, you can't sway to being that's just gonna feed more into the society that's just not the goal that you were going for.
Right.
It just
I don't
really
know.
it
It just it hurts my brain that there's people in this world that don't know it's not okay to hurt or kill people. And there's people that are, down to their core racist like that,
mm-hmm.
where, oh, it's okay, it's a black guy, so I don't give a shit. Like, how in the fuck were these people raised? Like, where did this come from?
That's something else that I don't understand. I don't. It's sad that, and it's not like it just happened right now, but it's just sad that during this time that is so crucial and important that we all band together and work together and try to make help ourselves out and get through
Right.
this pandemic is just this growth of, I guess I'll say, idiocracy and racism and prejudice and just all this stuff is ignorance. Is just, you just see it just out there in the open, and people were bringing an example of how they protested after the fact that this man was killed by the police. They protested around Minneapolis, and they were like shooting tear gas at them and
Right.
mace and all this stuff.
But if,
And
but if a bunch of crackers want to have a fucking gun rights and march or whatever, like fucking like one cop shows up.
exactly,
It's
Exactly.
so it's there's all this bullshit favoritism. You try to have a peaceful protest about an outrage, something that should piss everybody off, and you're met with force, you're met with police officers. You remember when they were doing all the Occupy protests, like people were being black bagged and taken to secret prisons, and I mean it was crazy. But if you're again some fucking wacko cracker that wants to stand up for gun rights and how it's your right to be a fucking bigoted douchebag, nobody gives a shit. Nobody shows up.
Do you think that because these people were carrying weapons, it mattered and that's why they wouldn't do anything?
No, I just think that there's like, oh, these are a bunch of good old boys. They're no threat to us. Let's just have them run around and with torches and say that, spilling some bullshit ideology, that it's just like looking away or turning a blind eye to something that's been going on for fucking ever.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're of the same color, then you're safe, I guess. That's just bullshit.
It is. It is. And there's a video of those protests of just like opening the economy or whatever, and they're pressing up against these police officers just standing, I guess, at the doorway of City Hall or something like that. I'm not sure. That's just what I'm seeing from the video, and they're really pressing up against them, and being forceful and shit like that. And they're just pushing them back, and that's it. Nothing else escalated from there. They're just being civil and pushing them back. Okay, that's what the cops should do. All right, they just
Yeah.
be the wall, be the fence, whatever. Push back. Don't antagonize anything. Don't create anything. No force. You're not supposed to go against, like, if someone went out there and pulled a gun and fucking shot somebody, then okay, but then you go after that one person or something like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, don't overuse your force. But with
Right.
these other people, I'm just seeing like mace being sprayed and tear gas being shot. But then I'm just seeing some certain footage. I'm hearing that other people seeing them not being peaceful and actually rioting. But then again, you gotta understand that you're antagonizing that too. So maybe they antagonize them to riot and stuff like that. It's just a back and forth kind of shit. But that all shouldn't have escalated because of that one situation. Should have been dealt differently. I mean, if you wanted to pin the guy down, you didn't have to put it. You didn't have to do it that way.
No. And but it seems like, you know, people that do that, they don't get any kind of recompense, like, or um there's no due process for people like that. They just, what, like a slap on the hand or a wrist, and they're back out to do it again to somebody else. That's cold-blooded murder. I
It's
mean, he
true.
may
Yeah.
not have set out to kill him. It may be not his first intention, but if he didn't want to kill him, he should have got off his neck.
Mm-hmm. And I also agree with people that they shouldn't have just been fired. I mean, hearing that there's a FBI investigation, which is good. That's what should happen because, I mean, it was there. Someone also, I saw someone say that instead of recording what was happening, you should have done something, which is true. But then,
That's a whole other topic. But
yeah,
yeah, I don't understand. Oh, there's something happening. Let me just stand here like a fuck ass.
mm-hmm.
No, get up and fucking do something. Somebody should have kicked the fuck out, like pushed them off, something, instead of just standing around looking.
The thing is
I
that
don't
it
understand.
can't. If,
That's
if,
why,
if
like, if all the things that I've seen and done, it was never because I was standing there like a dipshit with my phone out recording it. Like, I gotta, if even like the worst, like the only thing I could do is like call 911 or something like that. At least I did that, you know?
That's true. That's true. I would say like if it's just one person, you can't really do much because you have
Yeah.
strength and numbers. Say if the man filming and others around him went at it, they can't just if it's just that one dude, what they're gonna do? They're gonna beat him, pin him down as well, possibly even shoot him. Let's
Yeah.
face it, you know? But if it's like a bunch of people, have a better chance of them having to fall back and not be able to take everybody down because let's face it, they will have to call like more. But then that's like, you know, it's this stuff. You go against the cops, then automatically you're at fault because you're going against where you're supposed to not go against, what you're supposed to follow. But then they cannot be above the law either. And we've seen plenty of shows and movies and books and all this stuff about, you know, the story about how police cannot be above the law and they have to be there. Then you see something like the Warriors where you have all these gangs and then the cops are a gang as well. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you think about it, yes, they are. They're a gang that is like has all the backing behind them, all the support behind them, but they need to be kept in check as well.
They do. They need people like internal affairs or the FBI or whoever it is that investigates these cases like that. And they shouldn't just, oh, they got fired or they got put on suspension. These people need to be in jail or prison. They killed somebody. And it wasn't something like, a gun on gun standoff and good guys versus bad guys kind of thing. It was, no, this guy was trying to show his dominance and killed somebody in cold blood.
Mm-hmm.
That, no matter who does it, even if it's a fucking politician, whoever it is that does shit like that should be in prison.
Yeah. It's like Phantom said over here. It's extremely easy to paralyze or kill someone with less pressure on someone's neck than an adult male's weight.
Yeah.
And then Danny Adi, one of the machine room HUDs, you said? HUDs, right?
Heads.
Heads. Ah, machine room heads. My bad.
Heads.
Heads. My bad. But Danny, he said, those cops are the ones that say, I miss the good old days when there was no cameras. And I bet,
Yeah.
bet, bet. There's eyes everywhere. And I mean, it's, thankfully there's eyes everywhere and people are kind of doing something about it. Because if not, they would have just got away. However, it's also that, you know, well, you shouldn't have just been recording. You should have did something as well.
Yeah.
But it's
Bottom line, help this guy. He's dead.
It's like I said, I don't even know if the phrase is a catch-22 because if you helped, it could have escalated into something else. You would have put your life in danger. I don't know. But everyone's wearing a mask these days. So someone with a mask could have just like fucking thrown a bottle at the homeboy and then ran off. You know what I'm saying? Just like distracted just to get him off. Just to get him off. The whole point is just to get him off because the guy, no matter what he did, which I believe was something about forgery. They called him because they believe he was forging money. He didn't have to die because of that. The other dude who was just jogging around and they thought that he robbed something, he didn't have to die for being, suspicious of robbing something, or anybody shouldn't have to die for petty crimes, period. Like if you're caught with weed, don't die and shit like that. But the whole point of the justice system is to get arrested, go through trial, serve the time, shit like that. That's the whole justice system. Unless you're a fucking serial killer who had like fucking 30 people buried in your backyard and shit, and then you got one right there in the neck, and it's like, if you get any closer, I'm gonna fuck this one up, and then go shoot that guy in the head. I mean, the guy's fucking crazy. But that's me. That's that me and the Punisher have something in common kind of thing where some people deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But also in my Superman kind of side, justice. You know, everybody goes through the system and believe in the system. Which, let's face it, the system is all fucked up.
So as we're talking about this, the story came up on Facebook about there was some. This is in West Hollywood, and the cops were arresting an unarmed homeless man who's African American.
I believe I
And
heard of this.
Denzel Washington saw this and got out of his car and created like a buffer between the man and the cops to make sure that nothing got out of hand like that. And so they were able to actually, Miranda and do everything according to the way that they're supposed to do their job. And they were like, Denzel Washington even got the guy some food and drink to calm down so that the cops could arrest him properly. And nobody died.
Well, you see, that's the power of Denzel Washington right there.
That's true.
I think if he was any other man, shit would have got like a little bit worse. But that's Denzel fucking Washington. You can't do nothing to that. Now that guy's a hero right there. I didn't hear this. I thought it was something else. But this is new to me, and this is fantastic. You know, big ups to Denzel Washington. How you think he got out of that car? Like, whoa, wait a minute. No, I can't do Denzel. But
Yeah.
guess you know what I'm saying is that's good shit, and that's what people should do. But everybody is not Denzel Washington and gets that kind of power, I guess. Because let's face it, if a cop shot Denzel Washington, shit would have hit the fan quick.
People would be rioting the streets.
Yes, that's a fucking national icon. That's a legend. You don't do that. Phantom Knight says a full Nelson is banned in amateur wrestling. Think about how little weight and effort that requires. I think police should be taught more ways to disable someone without injuring people, like with Aikido or something. Steven Seagal, just get Steven Seagal to train all the cops like he says he does, and take people down with judo. That's what he did, right?
Yeah.
Judo or Hapkido? I think it was Aikido, right?
What?
That's what Steven Seagal trained, quote unquote.
That's one of his things. Aikido is basically just like it's a fighting technique where you're never it's all defensive. You're never trying to hurt the other person.
Right, you just use their force against them.
Right. So you can get them to fall over, things like that, but you're never striking or kicking or anything like that. And if you are, it's to move your body to keep their body out of the way so you don't get hurt and they don't get hurt. Yeah. Like Danny says, there's a bunch of reversals, stuff like that, or even holds. There's holds and stuff that you can do that doesn't hurt the other person. It's just like, hey, stop.
You gotta say that when you do it. Hey, stop. I'm trying to help you, dog.
Like if you've ever gotten two people to stop fighting from each other, you're just like, okay, you need to stop.
I never had, but there was this one time in elementary school where there was these kids fighting. And of course, what are you going to do? You're going to stand around like everybody else and watch, right? Fight. You're watching. But tell me why one of the security ladies, she walks up, she goes to me, she's seeing they're fighting, and she's like, what are you doing? Stop them. And I look at her like, and I think in my head like, bitch, that's your job. Like right. I'm just a fucking kid here. I'm not gonna get in between this. This is their beef, and this is your job to squash that beef. You're gonna tell me to stop them? Come on now, man. That's like saying it's a cop seeing two people shoot at each other, and then the cop's like, do something. I'm like, no, you do something. It's your job.
Yeah. They're supposed to break that shit up.
Yeah. That shit, I'll never forget that. That made me crack up till this day. I forgot what her
I
name
remember
was.
in third grade, there was this girl, Casey, and um, she was like, "This boy's he's over there bullying me, and he's doing this and that and saying this," and I'm like, "Oh, really? Well, look, I had already kind of established myself as somebody that doesn't put up with stuff like that.
You fought bullies?
You know, didn't fight bullies. I was just like, I stood up against them.
Mm-hmm.
So I went over there and I was like, in mid sentence, I was like, "Hey, you, blah blah blah," and the next thing I know, I'm on the ground,
Damn.
and he had thrown me over his shoulder, and I turned around to that girl and I was like, "You're on your own after that." I
Damn.
was like, "I'm good. I'm good right here. I'm just gonna lay on the ground."
You pulled a George McFly.
Yep,
Hey, you, get your.
on the ground.
Damn.
Fucking embarrassing.
Damn, man. I'm sorry. Where's this person? We'll find him. We'll fuck him up.
Don't remember his name. Nothing. I just took it as that was a loss. I'm going to do my research next time.
Next time you do some Batman prep,
Yep.
you throw a smoke bomb first. Make sure you're not seen. Go for the eyes so they're blind. Then go
Yeah.
for the low blow. Prep.
Must do.
Oh man, sorry that happened.
It happens.
But hey, you learned. That's why you know
I
next
did.
time. Next time you don't say anything. Next time you just punch.
Well, again, that's the whole thing with like, a, um, with Aikido is, you're trying to just cancel the situation and dissuade people from fighting altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not supposed to just run in there and start, fucking people up. You're trying to disarm or dissuade them, period.
Seagal style. That's what I'm saying. That is like, it's, if you think about it, it's actually a pretty cool fucking, the art of fighting without fighting.
Exactly.
Right there. Come at me. Knock him to the side. And then just smile. You know what I'm saying? Give him a big cheesy. Defeat them with a smile. Piss them even more off. And they're going to come at you like crazy. And then you judo flip them. Rachel.
Yes.
You judo flip them next time.
I will.
You don't let them judo flip you. You judo flip them. Man of Tai Chi. Man, I love that movie. People snoozed on that movie. And they shouldn't.
You owe me a life.
Yes. He was dedicated. Keanu Reeves was dedicated.
That's such a great movie to watch before John Wick. Because it's like not related to John Wick, but it's like it feels like it could be in that same universe.
It could be like a John Wick prequel.
Yes.
He was just some rich guy who created fights. And then he was called the Baba Yaga after he lost. No, wait, didn't he? No, I'm not going to spoil it. No one saw it at the end. But definitely good. It's very, it's not just the fact that it's Keanu Reeves in it and all this shit, but the fact that it's directed by Keanu Reeves, that's just amazing, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
And it's beautiful.
Yeah,
the
he
movie,
did a
the movie is beautiful.
he did a really fucking great job. It's like, let's go, Keanu. Let's, for a martial arts movie. I mean, this is something that this guy got like the Matrix introduced him to this shit. He was like, "Yo, I love this. I can do this. I'm gonna do it," and he did it perfectly. Like his shots were Hong Kong style shots. Like this guy knew how to fucking film martial arts movie.
And like it's one thing to just be in the movie because he's in it, but to be in it and also direct, it was pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah,
A lot of work,
there's a lot of
and for it,
hats.
like even the credits are pretty. Like,
How you think he looked when doing that? All right, so
Raymond,
I want you to go, and you're over there, and the camera's gonna pan right here, and then you're just gonna, you know, okay, that's not my best Keanu. You know, I was trying not to be like the stereotypical Keanu, like, whoa, you know, like Bill and Ted kind of Keanu, but that kind of Keanu, because you see Keanu, he's very, I guess, full of life and real down to earth, you know, and humble. And you get a sense of the Bill and Ted in there, but he's just really, I don't know, you know, it's really cool. But you could tell he's also kind of like a stiff guy, but that's because he had that neck surgery,
yeah,
so he's a little stiff. But it's like his thing now, you know. That's it's his signature of how he is. It just sells.
kind of like Michael Keaton Batman.
Yes. It's funny you say that because I was just about to mention it, and I did it today. But I did remember, you know, that the GIF of Val Kilmer when he just turns and does the thumb up. Yeah. And I was driving a vehicle. It's like a pickup kind of vehicle at the airport today, and LP was signaling to me, like, you know, thumbs up and whatever. Then he's over here in this view, so, you know, it's kind of like this. So then I just go. I do the fucking Val Kilmer shit, and he starts cracking up. But then he goes to the GIF. You know, that GIF goes with the whole, like, he crashes into the building. It was too soon.
Sure.
You ever seen that one? Yeah, you seen that one? No. Yeah,
Probably. I don't.
yeah. It was the Val Kilmer thing. Then he's like thumbs up, and then next thing you know, it's a clip of the 9/11, and it's fucked up.
Oh, yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Someone drove saying someone gift Nas doing the Batman thumbs up. Yes. Just put my face in there.
Just flip it.
That should be a cosplay. I'm just gonna do that where I just have this, and then the window kind of thing like following me, and I just, you know, people take pictures and I just go. That's it.
That's
Kilmer
all we
Batman.
need.
The Kilmer Batman is all we need. And speaking of Kilmer Batman, Dro asked earlier if anyone signed up for HBO Max, and that thing did start today, and they have all those Batmans, including the Kilmer Batman. Now I browsed through it, and they have a nice little collection for day one. They have a nice little collection. I say if someone was paying for like a HBO, one of the other HBO apps, or just HBO on the Hulu, I say you're better off discontinuing that and getting this one. They have DC stuff, but I'm still not sure if that means DC Universe is being transferred over to it, or if they're just getting some things from the universe. I don't understand. So we'll see what happens there. There is a 7-day trial, of course, and it is $14.99 after. I'm doing the 7-day trial because I really wanted to watch Mad TV. They have all 15 seasons of Mad TV. Finally.
You have to tell me if you can find that skit that I've been looking for where the guy just keeps screaming when I'm so mad I'm gonna like explode. He just keeps screaming explode over and over until his head explodes. It's fucking hilarious.
I'll be on the lookout. Let's hope it's not too deep in the seasons for that.
It was like an ending skit, and it was like early night or like late 90s, I think.
So it's like one of the first few seasons then.
Yeah, it should
that
be.
cast. Okay, then I should get on there. I forgot how long. I thought they were like 30-minute shows, but no, they're an hour, like, you know, 40-something minute fucking shows.
I didn't. I thought they were 30 minutes.
No, they're pretty long there, and I only saw 2 episodes so far, or an episode and a half. So I was watching it at work because you can only do the 7-day trial through your phone or tablet. Like I couldn't just do it on the Xbox. Maybe now I could log in through the Xbox because I did the trial on there, and then just watch it off my TV. But yeah,
Um,
was it
what was the guy that had the Daewoo? Those were funny too.
the Daewoo?
The guy that was always talking about his Daewoo, the car. He was always like trying to pick on chicks.
Shit, that sounds familiar. This sounds familiar.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah. I've seen the Vancombe lady. I love Nicole Sullivan. I had like such a big crush on her during that time. I still do. I think she still looks fantastic. Still funny. Mary Schreer's freaking woman that smokes all the time. She has a little raspy voice. I've seen that one. You know that one. Haven't met the UPS guy yet. I love that character. Like I said, I'm just in the beginning, so. But I think it's fantastic that they have that. Now, if only a streaming service can put all of it in living color, that would be fantastic as well. Come on, people, catch up. Let's do this. I'm pretty sure it's not that hard. It's out there somewhere. It's out there somewhere. Cha, you know what? That's my shit. And she did the voice of Shigo and Kim Possible. That's awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What the fuck? Sorry for the...
Bobby Lee. The character's name was Tank.
Ooh, Bobby Lee. Damn, and that's one of the later... That's one of like the final seasons.
Yeah.
Bobby Lee was in that shit.
That dude's crazy.
I'm dying to see the ones with with Will Sasso doing Steven Seagal because those were always great.
Oh, I love those. I loved anything that he did, especially the Kenny Rogers Jackass.
Is it messed up that when he passed away, that's all I thought about?
That's all I thought about too. What's that fucking? Hi, I'm Kenny Rogers. Welcome to Jackass.
And he threw the bat to his face.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard at that.
And then the Kenny Rogers when he's reading to the kids the story. Was it that, or was that another character he made where he just like read to these kids and then he'd be like, "Here, go get me a beer, and here, move the cars," and he'd give it to one of the kids?
Don't remember.
It's either or. It's one of those things. It's just great. It's good. So, HBO Max starting off cool. It has Cartoon Network, Adult Swim shows, Looney Tunes, which is fantastic. Some of the Merry Melodies, a few selected, but it's just gonna grow. It's all leading up to next year because I'm just really hyped to see the fucking Justice League.
Well, does that mean that Rick and Morty is on there?
Rick and Morty's on there. They have 3 seasons of it. I believe Rick and Morty's on the 4th right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they have the 3 seasons.
Of this season is Sunday, I think.
The 5th season?
No, the last episode of this season is going to be on Sunday.
So it's just number 4, right? There's no 5? It's just 4?
Not yet.
Okay, so yeah, they have all 3 seasons. Nothing of the new one. So I'm hoping that it has like that kind of deal where... like Netflix, once a show finished, like a CW show finished, it was right on Netflix the next day. So I hope HBO Max has that kind of deal going on. But it's something new and it has potential. And like I said, if you care about something like that and you already have an HBO subscription, either on the Hulu or something, I say stop that and then get this one instead. It is already the same price as if you're adding it onto a Hulu or just having it by itself.
Excuse me.
So
nice.
do the 7-day trial and then stop it before they charge you, and then you decide afterwards. You feel me, dogs? Because
What was the? Did you see the one about the lady that was calling the cops on the African American guy in New York and Times or in Central Park?
no, what did this Karen do and why?
So she's in Central Park and she has her dog off the leash. That's like a huge no-no.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So yeah, like we don't even live in New York and we know that.
Yeah.
So she had her dog off the leash. So this guy tells her, hey, your dog's supposed to be on a leash. It's, the rule. And then she starts like I guess cussing him out, getting in his face, threatening to call the cops, all this shit. And he was like, fine, I'll call the cops too. And then he starts recording her about that point, and she's like choking the shit out of her dog, and she still hasn't put the leash on the dog, and it's fucking like pure animal abuse what she was doing to this dog, just choking the shit out of it. And then she gets on the phone, she calls the cops and says that this African American man is harassing her in Central Park.
Okay.
And then when I guess they didn't hear her correctly, or maybe she got transferred to another person, then she puts it on like this dramatic tone, like she was being raped or something, or about to be murdered, and he's just standing there, like filming her watching it, and she's still choking the dog during all of this. It's really fucked. It's about a minute clip, and it's really just fucked up to see. And I've already heard or like read online that the lady got fired from her job because of this. It's like I don't understand where these people come from.
Was the dog even being vicious?
Probably not. It looked like a poodle or something. Well, poodles are fucking mean anyway, but the the dog wasn't the problem. It was the lady.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like, you're telling me she's holding it, like, as if trying to hold it back or whatever. And I'm like, why is she choking the dog? Was it being vicious? No.
No, it was not on a leash, and the guy was standing there videotaping her, letting her know that she needed to have the dog on a leash instead of running around loose like it probably was before. But she was like choking the shit out of the dog, and this dog starts crying, and it's really fucked up. For a 1 minute video, it's really fucked up to watch.
It's just, that is, whenever I went away with Rocio, I was, in the back of my head, I was kind of like, fear, like, will we encounter something, away from home, where we
Right.
know and we don't know anybody, whatever. And you get that kind of fear, like you're in a small town and whatever. Are there gonna be like crazy people? Someone's gonna over create drama or something like that. Luckily, everybody's fucking super nice and sweet, so thank God. But these people out there, like, I never experienced that, and I'm happy I haven't experienced it. Especially living in the city, you don't really experience much of that because everybody's more open and accepting than racism pleasure. But it exists, but it's not as big as wherever the hell else this is happening. I wouldn't know what to do. I really wouldn't know what to do. And me, I have a temper that if it sparked, I probably would like make it worse. I don't know. I just hope that I never get to experience anything like that. And like you said, like, what the hell creates this? What creates people like this? It makes no sense.
I don't know. And it's funny that um now with, the use of phones and stuff like that, people are being recorded and called out. I'm not saying they should lose their jobs and have their whole life fucked with. I think that's ridiculous. The backfire that goes against these people doesn't teach them a lesson.
Yeah.
We should go to these people with positivity and teach them the proper life lesson that they should have learned in these racist things, like the lady calling the cops on the family that was having a barbecue and all that kind of shit. That should have been a learning experience. They shouldn't have had her life ruined.
No.
That doesn't teach. If anything, that's going to make it worse. Now she's going to hate all black people.
The
Now they're going to hate all of whoever they were attacking
they,
because the backlash was so bad.
they should get uh classes, some kind of therapy or
Yeah,
something like that,
something.
or just something to help them out and make them see. Because I think you're right. I think it's a sense of understanding. You know, it's just a sense of understanding. Because right now they just have this knowledge and image and stereotype of what they believe
Hmm.
everybody is and does, but they don't have a sense of understanding. And yes, we shouldn't fight racism with racism. It's just going to keep evolving and circulating, but we should definitely try try to make them understand. And if they cannot, then they are not meant to be involved in that kind of world. I'm not saying like
Yeah.
to take them out of the picture or anything like that, but go and circle yourself around your own people, I guess, because we don't need that negativity over here, and just keep it to yourself.
If you can't stand a bunch of bras at the park grilling, then don't go to the park.
Don't go to that park. Go to another
Don't go
park.
to that park. Yeah.
Go to another park. Also, it's a park. You know how big parks are?
Yeah. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
Just move on down. There's more park for everybody.
exactly. Did they end up barbecuing on your favorite part of the grill? Of the park? Are they using your favorite grill? Are they using your
Right?
favorite fucking what's the gazebo or something? What's going on? Just
I love the gazebos.
right, they're great. But if someone takes it, then well, you should have got there earlier.
Go
Go
to
somewhere else.
Yeah, plan your day better. Go earlier.
Don't don't just hate. And I don't gotta excuse myself from being someone who would look at a group and be like, ugh, but that's just me because I know people. And that's not just racism. It could be a group of just freaking Puerto Ricans out partying. I'm like, ugh, like I just want like peace around here. I just want to chill and stuff like that.
I do that to people that have kids. I'm like, ugh,
Ugh,
ugh. They're loud and
yes,
they run around. They want to come ask you stuff. I'm like, just leave me alone.
yeah.
And then your dogs. No, I stole them.
You
I
should
don't
say
like.
that and then just be like, shh, and walk away.
I got in this guy's face yesterday. I went to get order some pizza, like by the slice,
Uh huh.
and they called my name. So I walked up to the door to get my pizza, and this guy just cuts in front of me. And I was waiting for him. I got right behind him. I was just
You were gonna
waiting for
judo
him to
flip him, huh?
stop. I wish. But I was just like, he turned around. I said, "Thanks for cutting in front of me," and he just fucking went totally blank, and then got the fuck out of my way.
You a bitch.
Sometimes it's just subtleties.
The
Nobody
thing,
got killed. Maybe he learned his lesson. Nobody got fired. He's gonna time. Don't get in front of that bitch for some pizza.
don't kill him with kindness. People are out there and they're just. It's just. Look, I realize the older I get, that you don't have to like everybody and you don't have to be liked by everybody. You just do you. You be kind to people, and if they don't reciprocate it, then that's it. You
Yep.
don't keep being kind to them. If you hold the door to someone and they don't say thank you, then
Fuck
fuck
them.
them. Exactly. You know? The point is, you know who you are. You know what kind of person you are. You know that you do good things. And even if they're not appreciated or recognized, then fuck them. At least you appreciated it and you recognize your own actions. Move on. And hopefully someone else will realize the kindness that you give and pay it forward. That's basically
I
it.
hope. But in other news, it looks like Henry Cavill is coming back as Superman in multiple DC movies.
You fucking right. Did you see something I oh shit. She just came on camera. Did you see something I kind of tweeted, and it was a video of this guy. He's watching Man of Steel, and it's the scene where Jonathan tells Clark, no, step back,
Oh my god.
because
They're in the
you
tornado.
can't right now, and he sacrificed his life. And this guy was like, he like broke it down. He got it. He was like, oh man, that's really messed up and powerful. Like that's him telling them right now that this is not your
Not
time.
only that, like there's no dialogue there.
None.
They're acting all of this out.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. You have to really give a credit to both of them as actors to say all of those things without words.
Yes.
And all of us know what they were saying by
Yeah.
acting that the way they did. It's fucking beautiful.
When I saw that, I thought of you because you and I, we understood those films.
Yeah.
Like, to the core, we understood the films. We got it. We got it. What we hated was other people didn't. They didn't
Yeah.
get it. And it just seems like now they're starting to get it.
It was that whole like the fact that DC films were not like Marvel. I think that's what puts a lot of people off because they're used to this formula of that Marvel movies have, and DC didn't have that. So then it
Mm-hmm.
started this whole fuck DC backlash.
Yeah.
And now that all of that's died down, people are starting to watch these movies and watch this, what would have been the Snyderverse, and they're going, oh, I get it now. These were all piece of a puzzle. They were all meant to tell a story to lead up to one bigger story. And I should have acknowledged that instead of bashing the shit out of it for no reason.
You should have appreciated it when we had it. And hopefully we can still save it. That's what I'm
Yeah,
hoping. We can still save
I
it. I
hope.
mean, at this point, I think we can still save it. The Batman part kind of throws me off because I don't know how that can go in there, unless, I mean, I don't think Affleck is ever gonna come back besides just
I
doing
would
whatever he
do
needs to
it.
do for the Justice League. But
Yeah.
say by a miracle, like the miracle of the Snyder Cut, say that reignites his passion to continue being this older, which he is. He is the older Batman who's gone through everything
Right.
already. Then we could still have that old Batman while Homeboy can play the young Batman. We
Yeah,
could,
like in the past.
yeah, we could still have that. I
Yeah.
guess.
They could do like, flashbacks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the same Batman. They're just different timelines.
It could work. Anything. I just want to see this cut because it's just something that piques our interest, and we just have to see it. Right now, it's like a fan film at this point
Right.
because we got what we got, and so far we don't. That's still what's there, unless they do this and it totally fucking disregards what happened before, which it could. That could happen. Fuck it, retconning. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I do like how the Snyder Cut now, because that grew so big and it happened, now people want this Ayer cut of Suicide Squad.
Yes.
And I think I'm down for that as well, because we know there was the specific way he wanted to do it, and there were more Joker
There was
shots.
so much more Joker shit that they
Yes.
had to cut out, and it would have made the entire movie like, even if you watch the director's cut that's out now, the whole movie makes so much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't play out like one long music video like the people keep complaining about it.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. It's really, I love that movie.
And those the one thing that I was intrigued about that movie was exactly Leto's Joker. I wanted to see
Yeah.
what he would do with it, and every time his presence was on screen, you were intrigued, or at least I was intrigued, because I wanted to know more. I wanted to know
Yeah.
where he was going with it, how he was gonna do it, and the little shots didn't really do it justice. The one that did do him justice was the one with him and Harley, and her birth into being Harley Quinn by being
Oh,
thrown into
love
the
it.
yeah thrown into the vat, and his dive in there for her and everything like that. Like, you're intrigued about this relationship, and you wanted to see more of it.
Yeah.
And we didn't
You
get that.
I watched that just for the Joker. I mean, not just for, I mean, it's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to see all these characters and stuff, but I'm like holding my breath between Joker scenes because I wanted to see all the Joker scenes, and this, people want to bash it and not like what he did. That's fine. That's everybody, has their own opinions. I like it. It's not like Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix, but it's different. And it was also an aged character. He had been Joker already. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't, we're not getting a a Phoenix story kind of thing. He's already been the Joker. He's been established. So it was fun to see that kind of Joker, because all the only ones we ever got were ones that had just recently become the Joker, or the ones that you got to watch become the Joker.
Yeah. It's like
Jared Leto was like, he was supposed to have been, Batman's adversary for years.
yeah. Yeah, it was supposed to be a setup and everything like that, and we all know Leto put some work into it, and people didn't accept it. But I think because people also didn't get enough of it, so we couldn't
Right.
really register what this Joker was, and there was more of his character involved in what the story was happening. Like, he was really literally chasing Harley Quinn throughout the whole movie, and there's shots taken out of that.
My favorite scene with him is when the guy is at the casino and he's like 10 grand like short. So they bring him into like the back room and have him sit in a chair.
Mm-hmm.
And he has this whole back and forth with the Joker. Like, that is like the epitome of the Joker. Like, Jared Leto totally got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you may not like his laugh or other kind of stuff like that he did, but what he did and the way he did it was different in a way that it was so great to watch.
Yeah, you have to make the character intriguing and compelling, and that's the thing about, especially a method actor, but also taking such an iconic character and making it your own. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like nobody really knew what Heath Ledger's Joker was gonna be, but we fucking loved it, and it became the epitome. For me and Rachel, we didn't know exactly what Gotham's Joker was gonna be, and that motherfucker like tore the
Ugh.
roof off. Okay.
Every time I see that actor, I'm just like, oh, it's baby ginger Joker.
Exactly. And that kid, we have to give like when it comes to the levels of Joker, that motherfucker's up there in like the top 3 or whatever, because that kid not only
Amazing.
played a Joker, he played a Joker before Joker. He played variations of a Joker
Yeah.
until he became a Joker. It's like this kid didn't just play one Joker, he played all of them. He even played the Pez Joker that you put on screen right now.
That.
And that's what you gotta do. You gotta take it and then you make it your own. And Leto took that Joker and he wanted to create his own variation of this psychotic guy, like what made him be and what he is. And we didn't get enough of it. We didn't get to see it to really give that was, what it is right now. We just got like a taste of
Yeah.
something that we never got to flourish.
I wish there had been so much more Joker. And from the original cut, there is. And so if we
Mm-hmm.
can get even half of that back, um, I'm down to watch whatever they do.
Yeah.
Um, I always think of that line of when he takes over the asylum and Harley's like, "What are you gonna kill me, Mr. J?" And he goes, "I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you,
Mm-hmm.
really, really bad."
Yeah. But you could tell like they played a lot with that scene,
Hmm.
with the effects and
Anybody
whatnot.
that's like a functioning psychopath
Mm-hmm.
knows exactly what he meant by that.
Mm-hmm. Dro saying, I think people expected more from Leto based on all his crazy ass method acting stories. It's true.
Yeah,
But that's why people didn't get to see more. And we did the same assumptions of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. We didn't know what to expect. We're like,
I didn't.
we're like, and
I
then
was totally against the movie until somebody said,
she was.
um, what did they said that it was a psychological movie
Mm-hmm.
based on mental health. I can say this. I don't know if I use the word proudly, but I can say this without shame that I have mental health issues, and that movie does speak to those things, and to watch somebody going through those things in a fucked up city and a fucked up situation, living with his mom, sleeping on the couch, it all weighs down on you. And you just watch this person just fucking snap and say, fuck it.
And that's what made the movie really, really good. That's it's
Yeah.
exactly that, and exactly the point that the movie fuck with your head too. But it was that character piece that even I didn't think it'll work. I'm like, how you gonna make a movie about just the Joker and it's just this guy and there's no Batman? It fucking worked beautifully, wonderfully. That, like Joe said earlier, it doesn't need a sequel. Seriously, it doesn't. It's a one-off that should stay a one-off. And if that character wants to go on and become like in another movie kind of thing, I would accept that, because his Joker was fascinating and great. And if you keep
Mm-hmm.
exploring that character into the world of the DCEU, then you got yourself a winner. But that movie didn't really set up anything like that, except other than the fact that, if anything, it's way, way before everything that happened now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would love to see Joaquin Phoenix's Joker like cameo in other movies.
Yeah. Or remember, there's also this theory that he is like Gotham, where the kid was just the idea of Joker,
Right.
until it became formed. So he could be that birth, an idea of a Joker, where
Right.
you could have Joaquin and Leto
Yeah.
together. You know what I'm saying?
Which just keeps I keep telling everybody about the comics that are going to come out of the three Jokers.
Mm-hmm.
So once those come out, we can really see if those are going to play into like permanent Joker lore. Because if it is, that's going to be fascinating that there's been three all along.
Yeah. And you see these people who made these movies, they know about this lore because that shit
Yeah,
was mentioned like what, years ago in a comic.
a couple years ago, yeah.
Yeah, when Batman found out, it was like there's more than one Joker. You know, that's the thing, that there's been more than one Joker. Gotham, this is a show that people were like snoozing on because they were like, oh, it's cool, and then they were like, ah, no.
It's
If you had stuck around, even with the like the fucking things that made you go like, what the fuck, if you had stuck around, the shit was great, and the creme de la creme was everything that dealt with Jerome Velasquez.
yes, and his brother.
And his brother, yes, that was the shit. And the people who they got them understood the whole mythology of what the Joker is and meant.
And it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
People that didn't watch Gotham just fucked up.
You fucked up, and now is the perfect time because you don't have to wait week by week and year by year like
No,
we did. You can just binge these motherfuckers.
you can binge the whole thing in like a week when we had to watch it year after year,
5 years.
season after season. Yeah.
5 fucking years of watching this, and you guys can just do it like in 5 weeks if you want. 5 days even.
5 days, yeah, probably.
Not no 5 hours because that's probably like 5 episodes or something.
Yeah, and they're long, but it's so good.
So that's your assignment for the week. Go watch Gotham, or go watch The Man of Steel or these other movies and really watch. You know what I'm saying? Like really watch, really understand. Don't be a dick about it. They're good.
People yelling downstairs.
Ooh, shit. Go judo flipping. Go ahead.
And on that note, we should say goodnight.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for everybody that came, the machine heads in chat.
That's right. You guys are the shits. And that's the bottom line. No way, I can't say that because then there'll be copyright. But thank you guys once again for coming through here. Everybody who joined us in the chat room, you guys, we love you very much. And we thank you. And yeah, that's it for us here ranting and talking about nonsense. Now you are free to do whatever you want to do. And we'll catch you here next Wednesday in the Machine Room Podcast. Holla. The Machine Room Podcast was not filmed in front of a live studio audience. We will add laugh tracks next week.